All right, let's just jump right in. You know that folder, right? We all have one. The one that's just filled with articles we swore we'd read, notes from some meeting, that one PDF for a project. It's kind of like a digital graveyard of good intentions. Well, today, we're going to talk about a tool designed to bring all that information back to life and turn it into your own personal expert. Google's NotebookLM.
Yeah, this feeling is so universal. We just keep collecting things, right? Thinking, oh, I'll connect the dots on this later. But the sheer amount of stuff just gets overwhelming. It's like having a whole library, but all the books are just piled up on the floor. I mean, how are you supposed to find what you need? How do you see the big picture in all that mess?
So how does NotebookLM actually deal with this digital graveyard? Well, here's the key. This is what makes it so different. Most AI chatbots, they pull from the entire internet. And because of that, they can sometimes, well, let's just say they get a little creative with the facts. But NotebookLM is source grounded. And what that means is it becomes an expert only on the stuff you give it. That's it. No random facts, no making things up. Its entire universe is your universe of documents.
Okay, so let's get into it. Step 1 is to build your very own personal expert. So think of it this way. You're not just asking some generic AI a question. Nope. You are literally creating a specialist that knows your specific material inside and out.
And getting started is actually super simple. First, you just create a new notebook for whatever project you're working on. Think of it like clearing off your desk. And then you just start feeding it your sources. This is the moment where you give your new expert its entire library to work with.
And check out the variety of sources you can add here. It's not just about text files. We're talking Google Docs, PDFs, links to websites, and even the transcripts from YouTube videos or audio files you upload. So all that amazing information that's scattered across all these different formats, you can finally bring it all together in one spot.
And the capacity here is, well, it's pretty staggering. A single notebook can handle up to 25 million words. Now, to put that into perspective for you, that's roughly 375 nonfiction books. You can basically upload an entire field of study and have an AI expert ready to help you sort through it all. The scale is it's huge. Okay, so you've built this incredible, powerful library. Now what? You don't just let it sit there, right? The next step is to actually start a conversation with it. This is where we go from being passive collectors of information to being active investigators.
You can ask it pretty much anything, just in plain English. Stuff like, hey, summarize the key arguments from these research papers, or compare the marketing strategies in these two docs. But here's the absolute best part. Every single answer it gives you comes with these little clickable citations, so you can instantly jump to the exact spot in your original document where the AI found that piece of information.
Now, for anyone doing serious work, I'm talking students, researchers, professionals, this is an absolute game changer. That direct link back to your own sources, it builds this immediate foundation of trust. You can verify everything, which means you can actually rely on what it's telling you with total confidence.
All right, now for the payoff. After you've set up your expert and started asking questions, you can then transform all that raw info into these unbelievably polished, usable tools, and you can do it in seconds. This is really where your research starts to come to life. One of the absolute coolest features is the audio overview. It literally generates a podcast-style conversation between two AI hosts, and they just discuss the key themes from your sources. Imagine reviewing your notes for a big test by listening to a custom podcast during your commute. It's learning on the go, and it's completely personalized to your material.
And they've just recently added something amazing for all the visual learners out there: video overviews. So NotebookLM will take your documents and automatically create a whole narrated slideshow. It pulls out images, diagrams, key quotes, and data points to build this really compelling visual presentation. It's like having a research assistant who also happens to be a fantastic graphic designer.
But the creative outputs go even further. With a single click, you can generate a full study guide, and I mean complete with a quiz and an answer key. Or maybe an FAQ for a project, or a timeline of events. You can even get a mind map to see how all the different concepts connect. The power to instantly structure your knowledge like this is it's incredible.
So, what does all this add up to? Well, it's a really fundamental shift in how we think about AI. It stops being a machine that just gives you answers. Instead, it becomes a partner that actually helps you think.
And I just love this analogy. Using NotebookLM is exactly like having a sounding board. It takes your own research, your own ideas, and it reflects them back at you,
but organized in all these new and interesting ways. It really helps you see the connections you might have missed and bring some real clarity to the chaos.
And that right there is the key takeaway. This isn't about outsourcing your thinking to a machine. Not at all. It's about augmenting your own intelligence. It's a tool that handles all the heavy lifting of organizing and summarizing so that you can learn faster, understand things on a deeper level, and create more effectively.
So it really just leaves us with this final thought. When you can instantly become an expert on any topic you've gathered, when you can turn mountains of data into clear summaries, podcasts, and even videos, well, the only real limit is your own curiosity. With a partner like this, what will you build? What will you go out and discover?